What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Power Book 2 Go Season 3, Episode 5. What is this called? No More Second Chances. Now, hopefully, when this video goes up, YouTube has no problem with it because, yes, I put my What It Is video up and it wasn't no issue on my end. It was a YouTube issue because I guess you had to wait or whatever for the sound to come on. I don't know why it did that, but again, it wasn't on my end, okay? So, yeah. Because some bitch had, oh, I'm sorry to say it so quickly in the review, but somebody gonna try to get real smart and gonna say something. Damn, don't you review your videos? Like, listen, you got blocked for saying that because I don't like rude stuff, okay? And it was just the way that they said it so rudely, you know? I don't deal with that. But either way, y'all should know by now when I put my stuff up, either I catch the stuff or it's a YouTube problem. So there's that, and I can't do nothing about it. Because sometimes we'll put videos up and it'll be playing on our end, and then it'll take a minute for it to start playing, and you be refreshing and refreshing. Girl, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so we back again for Power. Let's just get up into it. Why are we still up in Monet house? Let me just tell you this, Monet, I know you did not think that this was just going to go away so smoothly after you didn't shot a cop, okay? Regardless of the fact that this man was out here doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to do, he technically speaking was still a cop, okay? And so now you got Jenny down there. Now you got Blanca down there. Now you got Sax down there. And at this point in time, I wouldn't be taking nothing if I was them. I wouldn't be taking nothing that Monet said with a grain of salt, okay? Because I would be like, it's just so convenient that Whitman is dead. You know what I'm saying? Thinking from the police version, you know, side of things. But on the other side, I'm pretty sure they was glad that he was gone too because, you know, he was doing too much. They told him he had to calm the hell down before he messed up the investigation that they was trying to, the case that they was trying to build, right? All because you want to get Monet for your bitch. Girl, F your bitch. Okay, this is on you. This is on you. You should have cared about her when she was still in the land of the living, okay, and not in the land of the dead. You know what I'm saying? So that's your problem, and now you up there playing around with her now, trying to make amends, okay, because y'all both in hell. Anyway, moving on from that, Jenny just asking all these questions, and you know, she did ask one particular question. Now, see, let me tell you something. Davis was doing a lot. I know he was being a lawyer, but I was like, damn, let Monet answer the questions. And I understand that you ain't want the DA asking her all these questions, trying to trip her up. But if I was Miss Jenny, I would have been suspicious because, you know, he was kept on trying to be her mouthpiece for a second. Because at one point she was like, well, if you said that, you know, you got attacked by Whitman or whatever, how come you had enough time to go get your gun and take what and to you know, shoot him or whatever? And so I was like, oops. Answer the question, Monet, because we ain't think that too far out. But Monet called on. She said, listen, I heard upstairs my daughter was up there screaming or whatever. So, of course, if I hear my daughter screaming, I'm going to go ahead and get my protection. And, yes, like David said, before you answer the question, ask the question, the gun is registered. I said, all right. And then, you know, Monet had to pull it down. Like, listen, this man has been harassing me, vandalizing my stuff, accusing me of stuff and everything, and it has been noted, okay? Lorenzo even had to come up in there and say, so what y'all over here doing questioning my wife when you the one that left this maniac off his leash? I said, ooh, stick it to him, right? Stick it to him. So now, you know, Jenny and Blanca and them left, whatever. Sax was over there with Diane because, of course, Sax works with Davis. So now Davis is the client with the clients, which is Monet and them. So, of course, you know, he with them and all that stuff. Cool, fine. But Davis said, I need you to make sure that you got your whole family's story intact because just in case this want to go to trial, they want to play some games and they want to go to trial, we're going to have to make sure everybody's intact. And then she said, yeah, I got rid of Whitman's file or whatever, and that whole situation about Lorenzo is gone. You know, like you said, I was doing a little bit too much. I was thinking a little bit too much, and it ain't what it is, okay? And I said, no, girl, yes, it is what it is. Because later on from that, you know, you see Tariq is up in his class, right? And of course, Councilman Tate come up in there and they talking about second chances. Mind you, that's what the episode is about. but this is the lessons. Can we get second chances and, all of this rebranding and, land of opportunities again and all this stuff? Girl, it's like they said, I like the fact that when they have these discussions and in some of these shows, they bring in some of the aspects that we be going through for real. Like if you're on Twitter, for sure, or social media in general, but Twitter for sure. If a big event happens, okay, and especially when it's dealing with like white people or black people, whatever, and then race comes in, and then you're gonna have somebody that's gonna be like, why do you always gotta bring race into it? Because 9 out of 10, it needs to be said, and it's the obvious, okay? A lot of stuff wouldn't be going on if a certain person was a certain color or whatever, this and that. And that's basically what was happening up in that whole discussion, okay? The injustices, the indifferences, and all of that stuff. When that boy said, hold on, because my family came over here on the Mayflower, he said that thing like he did something. Your family came over here on the Mayflower of their own choice, okay? They decided to hop on that damn boat. Our people didn't. We was forced, we were sold by our own people, some of us, and our people had to be up in goddamn shackles and chains like goddamn sardines, okay, bitch? Your people came over here free, okay, for the most part, and took over everybody else, okay? So I said, take that away, It's always that one person, always, okay? But then, in the group, in that whole situation, Tariq get a text message from what's her name, Monet, who said, I need you to look into see where was International Guap really at during the time that Zeke got killed. And if you don't know or remember who International Guap is, that's the guy that beat up Drew, and that's the guy that Lorenzo basically claimed killed Zeke when we knew he didn't, okay? So he looked into it, and he wound up texting Tate, talking about something, I got some information, or told Tate, I got some information for you, tell them to look into the International Guap. They the one that did something to Zeke and all that stuff or whatever. Eventually, when he was in the meeting with RSJ, he get a text message back talking about something, you a fucking liar or whatever, because of course he was lying. He was lying. And I feel like he did that so that he can get them off the trail a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, so back with Tariq over there at Westing's Holding with RSJ, you got Kiki, you got Lucas, you got Braden, and then you got RSJ's, I think, his assistant or whatever there. And they're talking about this whole investment situation that's supposed to be going on, that the Italian situation that they brought up last week. Yeah, so he wants some information on that. They're about to go to Italy, right? And so at this point, Lucas is putting it out there, everybody that's coming, what's going to be happening, what's going to be needed. But then RSJ was like, and I want Tariq to show up too. And he was like, well, Tariq is just on the junior team. He's just a junior intern, so, he ain't going to be having that. And he was like, well, he good enough. He was good enough for you to tell him to come out there to try to sell me, to bring me in, right? So he could be good enough to go on this trip to Italy and to talk to these people. Plus, he the only person up in here that actually know Italian. I said, oops. And then Tariq gonna say something. Well, I mean, to be honest, I would want to go, but me and my girlfriend got plans for the weekend. And then was able to bring Effie on. He said, girl, you ain't gotta sell me. Just come on, bring her on. I got room for a +1 on my private jet. Mind you, gonna tell Lucas. Now, Lucas is Lucas' deal, okay? It is Lucas' deal that they need RSJ to sell to them, okay? They trying to get all of this stuff secure, and they're using RSJ. And RSJ said, listen, you can stay here. I'm going to take the junior team. Since you want to call them the junior, I'm going to take the junior team. And I said, damn. That's what you get for thinking, you better than people because of who your name is, or I should say what your name is and your color and all that stuff. Because this whole situation has been about color. Again, you can't say why we bringing up race, because look at what's going on. It is a major factor right about now, right? He used Tariq to try to reel him in, right? Because he's a black boy. Y'all probably had similar circumstances when they was growing up, just slightly, making it from nothing to something. Well, Tariq really didn't. Tariq had everything handed to him, so let me take that back. They was niggas. That's just what he saw. And you couldn't tell me Lucas wasn't saying, this nigga with a hard ER in his mind. Mind you, he couldn't say it out loud because one, Kiki was there and Tariq. But at the same time, it was like, you put your own foot in your mouth. You put this in motion, okay? So now you got your place taken, and Tariq, Brayden, and Kiki and them gonna be on the plane. And so at this point, Tariq had met up with Monet and had told her, listen, let me just tell you this. That whole situation about International Guap not being in the country when Zeke was dead, got killed, that is correct, okay? He was over there in the Dominican Republic, okay? The Republic of the Dominicana, okay? That's what it was, you know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna be like, bitch, that ain't what it is. That's what I say it is, okay? What you gonna do? But anyway, so, you know, he was out of town. He wasn't even in the country, so he couldn't have did it. And he was like, oh, Monet said, are you sure about this? He said, the source that I got can't be no closer to the actual shit than this, okay? I said, oh, who is your source? Girl, Monet had told Kane to come on from this little poker game he had, and he was like, so who the fuck told you that International Guap was the one that killed Zeke? How did you know? It was like, he had to know. I mean, he was the one that attacked Drew, so he had to be the one that killed Zeke. Who told you that? Daddy. I said, y'all just made up, and so you just threw him under the bus like that. But I feel like I don't think he was doing it to throw him under the bus, but to basically make it seem like, well, Daddy said if he was the one that beat up Drew in revenge for what happened to Guap, you know, Lil Guap, then it had to been him that did, like, putting two and two together, trying to make this puzzle or whatever. But Monet is seeing right through that shit, okay? And so at this point, we get that out the way, and we see Tariq and them finna get ready to go, okay? He up there talking to RSJ about all this stuff and woo-woo-woo. But that's not the point that I wanted to point out. Brayden is just so dumb. And at this point, I don't know what's finna happen to Miss Kiki, okay? Because Miss Kiki then stumbled onto some stuff that she probably shouldn't know, because they finna go to Italy. Brayden up here talking about fanning the party or whatever when they get touched down. She like, girl, we ain't coming over here to party or whatever. He's like, no matter where I go, the party is where I'm at, okay? He put his AirPods in, and I'm letting here like, so you didn't realize that he done dropped his freaking phone. It's always that one nut in the group that's just gonna mess it up for everybody, okay? And Brayden is that nut. You know, he is so clumsy. He don't think about shit sometimes. He's just so, you could tell like he's only in it for the thrill of things. You know, he may be good at certain stuff, but he's in it for the thrill of things because, come on, be more careful. Baby, I know sometimes you can drop your stuff and be accidental or whatever, but he has done stuff like this in the past. So she done picked up his phone, and I was like, damn, so the signal didn't go out that far. But she picked it up, put it into the, got into the jet. But before she did, he was getting notification from the cash coins. You know what I'm saying? What they was using, their Bitcoin type of situation that they was using for their drug operation. And she was just looking like, huh? Because it was like 600, 800, 300. I was like, girl, get up out that man's phone. We already going through each other's phone, and we ain't even official yet. We just fucking, so don't question me about what's going on. Just give me my phone. Thank you very much. So then we get Jenny, we get Blanca and Sax. They having a little come to Jesus moment, because at this moment, everybody a little bit shook. And who really shook is Jenny, because Jenny did, well, technically speaking, everybody that dealt with these people in some way or another, but for some reason, Jenny more shook than anybody because she's scared about, you know, the way things going with Monet and how Monet killed Whitman and all that stuff. And, you know, like I said, she wasn't bad, her alibi and all that stuff. It was like, I know Whitman was up here doing some mess, but he wasn't a criminal. I said, well, technically speaking, he turned himself into a criminal when he broke into that lady's house, okay? He broke into that lady's house. She didn't welcome him or whatever. You know, he was stalking, so that's criminal activities and all of that. So basically, they trying to get onto the ball of what's going on and trying to get some more information, because Jenny's scared that they gonna end up just like everybody else that keep coming in contact with Monet and Tariq. Dead. Okay, and I said, well, you should be, girl. You should be. Like, Jenny, you so stressed out. You look even paler than you already are, all right? And that alcohol ain't helping, girl. It's aging you a little bit too much, okay? I need you to put the drink down, all right? See, if you was to man your own business, none of this would be happening to you. Ain't nobody tell you to pick this profession, okay? Moving on from that, you got Kane and Lorenzo over there at the bar, and Lorenzo and them, they just chopping it up. But then Kane said, listen, mama done came to me and she already know that guap, them people didn't do that. You knew that international guap was in Dominican Republic, you know what I'm saying? And she just figured it out. I don't know how she got the information, but she figured it out that ain't him that did it or whatever. And, you know, he was like, your mama be all right. He said, excuse me, why don't you just tell your mama what's going on? I ain't gonna be able to do that because she ain't gonna want to hear it. She ain't gonna want me no more, of course. And truth be told, Lorenzo already know his days are limited, okay? Because no matter what it is, all he gotta do is take one wrong step with Kane, and Kane will flip on his ass again and probably take him out if he want to. If he go ahead and tell Monet, he's gonna probably get dead because Monet gonna kill him. Because one, you took too long to tell me. Two, that was my baby boy, okay? That's what it was. That was my firstborn, and you just took him out, and you was up here lying to me. And see, again, Lorenzo, he made it worse by the lies, by, you know, putting on this whole show, this whole charade, like, I'm finna find the killer, I'm finna find the killer. I understand, you scared of Monet, okay? That's fine. But at the end of the day, did you really think that you was gonna keep this up? All right. So, you know, we get this thing. Let me tell you something again. If Drew wants some ass, Drew gonna get that ass, okay? Gordo tried to hold off as much as he could, you know what I'm saying? We practically brothers. We grew up like family. Ain't no blood between us. But I'm just saying, we like family or whatever. So the fuck what? You gonna get this dick. That's what Drew was saying, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I guess Drew really is the top, okay? Because Gordo was riding that. I said, you know what? It was at the end of it. You know, he didn't did what he had to do. Gordo get a phone call. Drew said, fuck that phone, nigga. Get back on this dick. And, you know, Gordo's like, nah, daddy, I have to go ahead and finish this, see what's going on this phone. Baby, Gordo picked up that phone, and they said that one of them little rednecks, the little white folks that they had that shootout with, was a CI, and the man's still alive, okay? He down there at the hospital, so he finna go take care of it. Now, all of a sudden, Drew like, oh my goodness, so you mean to tell me you knew this was going on, and you ain't say nothing or whatever? The dude that was in jail with you was a freaking CI. It was like, how the hell I supposed to know that he was a CI? I said, now, Gordo, giving your family history with your daddy, it don't look right, okay? It don't look right, but at the same time, I understand sometimes people, that's what it's supposed to be. CI is supposed to be able to slip in and slip out of both worlds, and you're not supposed to tell the difference, okay? So, you know, who's to tell if he really knew or not? I mean, his daddy was a snitch, and that's why his daddy got gat. And speaking of the daddy, why is Monet going over there to Evelyn's place? Okay, I said, Monet, what is this? You about to tell Evelyn that you killed Frank? Girl, no. She up there putting this sob story up about how, you know, it must feel the same when you lost Frank the way that I feel right about now about Zeke. I never understood that until now. And at first, the way that Monet started it all, and then the way she brought Frank up in there, baby, look at my neck. The way she brought Frank up in there, I said, are you finna cold-bloodedly tell this lady, I killed your nigga, and what? Because that's where it was going. It felt like it was going in her tone. Because you know Monet, she just so cold. She's so hard. You can't even get a softness out of her, right? So she was like, yeah, I mean, I understand how they feel also, but I just wish I would have known what happened to Frank or whatever. Because Monet's thinking that, you know, the whole reason why she didn't want the Castillos working with them is because she felt like Evelyn probably already knew that they had something to do with Frank's death or whatever, and that the kids knew. But Evelyn is playing this role like she don't know nothing about what happened or whatever. And so Monet said, listen, girl, I'm going to tell you what happened. She said, now, hold on. Now, when I asked you the first time, you said you ain't know nothing about it. She said, girl, yeah, I had to cover my ass because my husband was the one that put a hit out on Frank because he found out Frank was up in there snitching. And I'm just letting you know so you can do whatever it is that you want to do, because listen, I care about my kids. I don't want your kids to find out about my what my husband did and then want to take it out on my kids or whatever. After losing Zeke, I don't want nothing of that to happen. Now, you can figure out what it is that you want to do with Lorenzo or not, but I'm just putting it out there. Because at first, Evelyn was like, look, girl, I mean, that's cute or whatever, but bitch, I know you. I mean, why all of a sudden you want to do this? But let me just tell you this, I'm not in the killing business, so I'm not going to risk doing or losing anybody else for the sake of revenge. And Monet said, you know what? That's cool if you think you can live with it. Now, see, Evelyn, I would have picked up on it right then and there, especially if I didn't pick on it at the beginning. I would have picked up on it at the that moment when she said, that's cool if you think you can live with the outcome. No, girl, don't tell me no shit like that. Now I'm finna put two and two together and like, oh, all of a sudden you want to tell me this because you trying to off your husband. That's just what it is. You trying to off your husband for whatever reason that's going on within your own family, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with me. I said, oh, set the wheels in motion so you can keep your hands clean, Monet, because you finna fuck that nigga up. That's what you was about to do. Meanwhile, we get over there to Milan, Italy, okay? Milano Blahniks, bitch. But no. RSJ and the one white boy, Brayden. All these black folks on the RSJ team. Kiki, Tariq, RSJ, and Brayden. And his assistant. They up there talking to the Italian folks, right? For the Nirvana. That's the little product or whatever that they trying to put out there, right? And so, basically, he trying to sell himself or whatever. And they said, I mean, that's cool or whatever, but you got to put your money where your mouth is. And Miss Lady Girl, she put that in Italian. Tariq chuckled. She basically said, you got to put your money where your mouth is. All right. And so RSJ said, I see your chuckle and I raise you a whole laugh. Okay? He was like, because listen, you up here trying to make it seem like something, but let me tell you something. This little product that you got us going back and forth competing and trying to get on board with, it ain't gonna work because you having issues out there trying to get a patent out there in the US. Now, if you go ahead and do what we gotta do and put us on the team, I make them patents go away. Like you up here trying to, play with the money or whatever. Baby, up that price a little bit. I make this patent go away, this patent issue that you got, I make it go away by Monday. You got till the end of the day to come on and tell me what you gonna do. And they got up and bounced. I said, oh, snizzle snaps. Come on, RSJ. Had them people looking like this. Did this nigger come up into my country and my company and just put me on Front Street like that? I said, they did. They did. That's what it looked like. Damn, okay? Mama and her teeth was just sitting there like this. Ain't this about a bitch? Girl. Meanwhile, after this, they so happy about everything that happened or whatever. You get Tariq and Effie. They going over there to have a little din-din. And she was like, oh, this is our first day up in Italy. Blah, blah, blah. You know, it was cute. Young love or whatever. But at this point in time, honestly, with this relationship between Effie and Tariq, I just can't take it seriously. You want to know why? Because Tariq, even though Tariq probably, 20 now, and in real life, he probably 20, 21 or whatever, he still look like he 15 to me. He actually look like he 12 trying to play a grown man. And it's just not coming off to me like he a grown man, you know what I'm saying? So it just look like little puppy, little kid play. You be my girlfriend for the day? That's what it looked like, you know what I'm saying? And he talking about, he at one point said that he loved her and all this stuff. My mama need her ass slapped, and I'm talking about her face. Do you know what she just texted me? Hey, little girl, what the frack is up with Chloe and her 10,000 album sales? Bitch, first of all, I didn't even know she knew who Chloe and Halle were, okay? Now, why are you texting me with some... Y'all see where I get it from, right? There it is. There it is. But yeah, because he was telling her all about the stuff of what happened in the meeting, how they tried to front on her, how they tried to lowball them and all this stuff, and her little information that she had came into handy and all that. Woo, woo, woo. And then you talking about first dates and all this stuff. And at one point, he said that he loved her and all that, I think. And then it had, because she was talking about they was going to the opera. He was like, why don't we just stay in? I cook for you. We go look at something or whatever. She said, you want to do some corny stuff like cooking? That's what you would rather do? And he was like, hell yeah. That's cute. You know what I'm saying? She said, that don't sound boring to you? And I was like, no. Listen, I like spending my time with you when I have to worry about all this crazy shit that's going on in the world with the girl that I love. And when he said that, it was the look on Effie's face that was kind of like, oh shit. And I was like, oh yeah, you need to come clean to this nigga, because this nigga is in love with you for whatever reason. I don't understand. But you need to come clean. And at this point, I don't know if she ever gonna do it. I think she gonna probably be forced to, about Lauren. Why they up there having this Gucci, cute little couple moment, my bitch come through. I said, I know that the fuck right. Norma and her henchman come through and was like, well. I said, come on, Miss Sexy. She said, yeah, let me sit my ass down. I said, please do. Let me pull out your chair for you. Anyway, so I was like, what you got going on? She was like, girl, I was just out here because I got word that 2 of my associates was out here, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, how did they get out here? Girl, they was out here on RSJ jet and all this stuff. And he was like, nah, let me tell you something. Before y'all get too deep into it, RSJ know nothing about our business. He don't know nothing about this. And she said, I understand that. And that's what it needs to change right about now for a little bit, because we need to use him. And he was like, what? I said, girl, what's going on? She said, girl, listen, Mecca was out here dealing with somebody out here, up in Italy. This dude in his Lamborghini put a little bug up in there, and I need y'all to go ahead and get that bug, because he was our arms dealer competition. He owns a whole bunch of stuff out there, but that's what people know him to the world to be. But we know him to be our competition in the arms game, so we need to get the information from him. And the only reason why y'all need to do it is because my people can't get through there, but y'all, they don't know you. So you're going to have to find a way to get RSJ and his people on the list to get up into his little house and his little party, whatever he got going on at his little mansion, and get the whole thing out there, get the bug out there without being caught. I said, damn, you's a bad bitch, ain't you? You just popping up. This is so crazy. Now, how the hell you really know that they was there, girl? She said, don't worry about it, bitch. I know my stuff. I got my people. I got eyes everywhere. I said, all right. Do you. I'm going to be quiet because you look like you could kill me. So let me just shut up. But meanwhile, speaking about kill, why is Gordo and Drew snooping out into the hospital so they can go find Mr. Redneck? And dude, it's a whole bunch of freaking ATF agents and all that stuff by the door. How did y'all think that it wasn't going to be nobody out there? And then I think he coding or something. I said, y'all are so dumb. These kids, do you see how dick make you stupid? You really see how dick make you stupid? Look at both of them. Just dumb. So the CI winds up dying, okay? Blanca get there. She get there a little bit too late and get informed about it. But you hear, and Drew and Gordo, they hiding up in the closet or whatever, and they can see Blanca talking to this other police officer that's telling her the news about the guy dying. And, he's saying that, his phone and stuff was on there, on his person. So, go to evidence to get it. So they hit it. So they go talk to a nurse, give her some money to get his phone and all that stuff. Blanca come up in there looking for it. And Miss Girl said, his people already got his stuff. So you're a little bit too late. Wait a minute, what you talking about? His family ain't up here. Miss Girl was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I gave it to his family, so it is what it is. It's out of my hands, okay? Meanwhile, Gordo and Drew, they had already... First of all, again, just a little bit dumb to me, because why y'all sitting outside the hospital, okay? I mean, you can't really be that much more obvious than what they really were. I mean, granted, it's hot outside. I mean, it won't cold outside. You got your hoodies on or whatever, and you just look suspicious. And I hate to say that because they say that about black people all the time. But if you was to look at them, they look like they was up to no good. And then y'all standing right outside the emergency dock, right by the freaking police cars and the ambulance up there going through dual phone. And looking at the pictures, I mean, he had pictures of them putting the stuff up in the car, pictures of Lorenzo in the hotel room, pictures of a whole bunch of stuff, right? So At one point, it was confusing me. I said, Drew, why are we hesitating on the delete button? Go ahead and delete that thing, right? And so the smartest thing that they did, well, truth be told, I feel like it really wasn't that smart because I would have went a little bit further out. They put the stuff after they broke down the phone and took the SIM card out and all that shit. They threw it in the sewer that was right there. Girl, we could have went a little bit further. Okay, y'all too close to the hospital. You know, technology is advanced these days. Y'all been seeing what they've been doing on the internet, putting these AI voices of these artists on other artists' songs. Have you been hearing the Rihanna songs on everybody else's song? I am not gonna lie, some of the shit sound real good, okay? Now, I was thrown aback when I heard the little Cuff It. Now, some of that Cuff It was a little good. I said, wait a minute. I never thought I could hear Rihanna singing Cuff It, but after listening to that AI version, I can kind of see it. All right. Meanwhile, we over there at the Lombardi mansion. Tariq done got the people up in there. Him and RSJ having a conversation, and basically like, I ain't even gonna lie to you, you know, I wasn't even gonna try to come out tonight. I'm so glad that you did. This is cool, you know, whatever, yada yada yada. And it was like, let me tell you the truth. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't look up your past and look up who you were. I know who your daddy was and all that stuff. And he was like, listen, I don't even know my father. He said, wait a minute. So he had one of those faces that was a face for public and a face for private. Understandable, because my daddy was like that. My daddy, he ran numbers, you know what I'm saying? And people were saying, oh, you're going to be just like your daddy. But you know what I did? I took that and I said, you know what? I'm going to do something better with it. You won't have to follow into your father's footsteps, okay? Make this opportunity that you have, make it work for you and make it better, all right? You know, I said, oh, so is RSJ finna be a surrogate father to Tariq? Because that's what it's feeling like a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because he needs a black male positive mentor. And I'm going to say positive for now because we don't know how crooked, if he really is, RSJ is. Because I know Tariq tried to find some little information on him, but he couldn't find nothing. That man just probably really, really, really smart. Meanwhile, let's talk about some really, really, really dumb. Brayden, girl. Brayden and Effie are up in Lombardi's private room that nobody's supposed to be in there, right? So they trying to look for this listening device, that Mecha Planet. It has to be somewhere private, all this stuff, whatever. So Brayden didn't found it. Effie had already left out the room or left to a certain part of the room. And then one of Lombardi's guys coming in was like, what the hell you doing up in here? You ain't supposed to be up in here. Mind you, Brayden don't make it no better. Like, he can't even play it off because the place where he was looking at and he actually found the device was in this like crawl space, okay? So he's on the floor. He's on the floor, bent over, all up in it or whatever. So, dude, like, what the hell? You can't even lie and say, I was looking for the bathroom, because the bathroom ain't on the floor in that little crawl space, okay? So, you know, I said, Brayden, pull your pants up. I don't need to see all that crack, you know? So, of course, they took him out. Baby, they down there whooping Brayden's ass, okay? I mean, had him stripped to his skimmies. I said, damn, now I'm so glad. Now, see, the thing that happened with Brayden is the issue that I want everybody to understand, okay? When y'all go out the house, no matter what it is, make sure you have some fresh goddamn underwear on, okay? Because you never know what gonna happen or what could happen that you probably end up in the hospital or something happened that somebody got to strip your drawers and then be looking at them holy things and be embarrassed all at the same time. No, ma'am. Put on some fresh drawers that ain't got no holes in it. The holy drawers is for the inside the house when you ain't got nowhere to go, okay? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Your parents should have taught you this. Your parents should have taught you this. I feel like I'm talking to somebody that's listening right about now, like the telekinesis is coming through and you are feeling ashamed, embarrassed, and like, and what, bitch? This is what I got. And what, bitch? Go to Walmart and get a fucking 10-pack, okay? For $20. You'll be good. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Moving on from that, Effie, she got caught because she got stuck up in the room. And so this other security coming in and she basically tried to use her feminine wiles to get up out of it. And she does. Okay. Meanwhile, when Brayden was down there getting his ass whooped, I was like, hold up, Brayden. Now, Brayden, your goofy ass, I didn't know you had all that body underneath there. Like, Brayden is bull. I said, oh, shit, you be hitting the gym, huh? What is your meal intake? What is your meal routine? What is your nutrition? Because, you know, he was a little, I said, you got a grown-up body. but you so damn childish, so I can't look at you as an adult. Him and Tariq are the same for me, you know? And I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. So he was taking them punches. I mean, he was screaming, but he was eating them at the same time. I said, go ahead and take them. Go ahead and take them. Labardi came down there too. He was like, because Braden want to throw his name out there. I'm Braden Weston. You know Weston Holdings. You know who my family is. I ain't doing nothing or whatever. He was like, oh, I know who the hell you are. You know what I'm saying? I look up anybody that's coming up into my house. I said, me too. Okay, I'm with you, Mr. Labardi. You know, and dude said, so mad color me surprised when I see that, you know, you out there in New York was on trial as this big time drug dealer, and now you up in my house and I see you snooping and sneaking around. So I'm gonna give you this one opportunity to tell me, who do you work for? I said, Norma. I said, now Braden, you better not open up your mouth. You better not snitch and give out my woman's information, okay? Because then I'm gonna have to tell her to kill you, okay? Because we're not finna do that. Norma better come back in next season, all right? Because I like her. Like, she is the perfect villain, but not really the villain at the same time, because we've only seen her 2 times. We've only seen her 2 times. She's been in 2 episodes only, and she has made a big impact on my heart. Anyway, moving on from that. I hope I ain't got no broccoli in my teeth while I'm up here cheesing all over her, whatever. That'd be so like, girl. Cause I was just eating some broccoli and all that stuff. That'd be so good. Ugh, like, girl, I can't even get my mac on and you up here cheesing in my face with some broccoli. That is disgusting. But Trey, embarrassing. Let me stop. Moving on from that, girl, everybody over there at the Tejada house having a family dinner, right? They up there going down memory lane. Okay, remember when we was down there up in Puerto Rico and grandmama, we was up there eating this and then we was playing spade and then we was doing this and doing that. I ain't never lost. Okay, the whole time the boys are having this whole memory lane type of situation going on, and Diane sitting there like this. I said, girl, what is wrong with you now? You back in the house, so what is the problem? Girl, Lorenzo had to take her to the kitchen, and basically her issue is she ain't had no memories with Lorenzo like that, because her memories of him was always when him was locked up. I said, well, technically speaking, that ain't your fault, but it is what it is. And, you know, we get to the point where he sees that he understands that, you know, he's been intruding and putting her into a situation that she don't want to be in, and just putting it out there that, hey, listen, back in the day, do you really think that I wanted to be a drug dealer too? No, baby, I wanted to play baseball. I said, so Latin. Such a Latino, okay? Like, I have not yet, either it's soccer or baseball. Y'all love it, you know, and I love watching y'all because y'all be doing y'all thing, because I be like, bitch, I could never. I could never. Y'all can have it, but I could never, you know. Moving on from that, he was like, listen, girl, you can go ahead and have your own independence. You're going to be the first one in this family that's going to have a freaking college degree. She was like, Poppy, are you sure? I said, girl, don't question it. He just said it. Move around, okay, before he changed his mind. Don't be irritating me. Meanwhile, after all of that, you know, at one point, Gordo came up there to the house, and I said, excuse me, what's going on? And I had to remember that, you know, Gordo technically still is kind of like family, you know. He was like, what's up, Auntie Monet? I'm sorry I ain't come to the funeral for Zeke and all that stuff, whatever, but I wanted to get you alone and talk to you and all this stuff, woo woo. And, you know, she was like, it's cool, you here for Drew. Now, the way she said that, I was like, what she mean by that? You know, because then she went on and said, don't hurt my boy, or something like that to that, don't get him in trouble or don't hurt my boy. And I was like, oh, so do you know that they doing the pole dance with each other? Okay, cool. If that's the case, all right, you know. And she started asking him about grief and stuff like that, when, you know, how he was feeling when his daddy died, and do you get over it and all that stuff. And he said basically, and this is what it is with grief when you lose a loved one, you never get over it. It never goes away. you just starts to think about it a little bit less, but the pain still be there. It's just like he said, gets diluted, okay? And you'll have your moments where that thing gonna pop up and it's gonna catch you in your throat off guard. Cause I still be having it about my uncle. It don't make no sense, but it just is what it is. It be catching me and I be like, God damn, get it together, bitch. You know? And he been gone for like 7, 8 years now. So it's hard. And you in the beginning stages. And then Gordo took it a bit further. He said, if I ever find a person that did this to my daddy, I slit their throat. Monet sat there with a face that ain't show no emotion and said, same for me. I mean, you know, whoever did that to Z. And he was like, I get you. I said, Gordo, you going into the house of the people that did it. You going into the house of the people that did it. You got to take the whole house out at this point. Meanwhile, back over there in Italy, you know, they trying to figure out, Tariq and Effie trying to figure out where Brayden at. Girl, they can't find his ass. Kiki coming to the door looking for him. Effie, I ain't like the way that you gave Kiki all that attitude. When she came to the door and she was like, so what's good? Y'all seen Brayden? Kiki look a little frazzled too. I don't know if she feel like something was wrong or whatever, but Effie said, we left him back there at the mansion. And she was like, well, y'all left an hour ago. And y'all left him at the mansion? Yeah. So when you call, she said something about, you can have appropriate co-worker time at the appropriate time, something like that. I said, excuse me, why are you trying to put emphasis on there about the fact that it's supposed to be appropriate co-workers and all that stuff? You figured out that they bang bang boogieing. Is that what it is? You know, Effie, you made me mad in that scene. All right, you was doing a little bit much. But it is what it is. I was like, damn, Effie, you saying that shit like that's your nigga. No, he's allowed to have a little nookie on the side that ain't you. Okay. But moving on from that. We over there at Davis' office, right? He looking at a file. And then Sax come in, so he hurry up, put the file away, and lock the door of the cabinet, right? Sax comes in and he said that he got a little, he found like a constitutional violation of Theo's constitutional rights that was redacted in his file from the prosecutor on the original trial that he had. And so now this is like a loophole or a way to get him a new trial or for him to get out of prison. So Davis is really excited. He was like, you know, this is the closest we ever gotten, so come on, let's go down there and tell him. Now, at first, Sax was looking like he was going to go along with it. But then Sax said, you know what? This is a moment for you and your brother. Y'all go down there, y'all have that. And I said, Sax, what you about to do? Bitch, Sax didn't even wait until I said, damn, Sax, wait until Davis get onto the elevator and you hit the ding of the elevator going down before you just go back up in his office. Because, I mean, he went straight up in the office, found the key underneath the placemat of where his computer is. And I said, why would you put the key right there? Take the key with you, okay? I just don't understand why y'all be putting keys and stuff in these shows and hiding places, putting the key under the mat, putting the key under that. Bitch, put it in your pocket on your person. That's what you need to do. Take it with you everywhere, okay? Girl. And then he opened up the drawer and he found the file that he was looking at. You want to know what the file was? It was Whitman's file, okay? And I guess, he said it was Whitman's file, stolen police file. Now, I don't know if it was just Whitman's plain file, like what happened at the crime scene or whatever. But, you know, it caused alarm, okay? And Sax, he got a little bit of, like he was about to nut on himself, like, oh my God, I found something. And he took a picture of it and he went on ahead and he sent it to Jenny, said, listen, Davis got Whitman's file, right? And I don't understand how he got a copy of it. And she was like, okay, that's cool, but I can't do nothing with you right now. I said, oops. You did all of that. That lady wanted you to be her CI. And when you finally get something that you think you struck gold on, she said, listen, bitch, know your place. I can't do it right now. Now, when I contact you, that's when we'll talk. You know what? Rock's son, Joe, on his podcast, not his podcast, but his reviews, whatever. I share his reviews on my channel, so make sure y'all subscribe to him. But he called Jenny his pimp. And I said, you know what? In that moment when Jenny texts back, can't now, I said, yeah, now I see it. Jenny really is Sax's pimp. So shout out to Joe for saying that, because I see it. So then we see, Tariq and Effie going out to this little field or whatever. Well, it looked like a construction site, big ass construction site. And so they doing a handoff between Braden and that device. That's what they was gonna use, okay, to hand over Braden for the device or whatever. And so at first it was okay, and I'm sitting here like, so you just gonna let them go ahead and give you this so-called listening device that got all this information on there about all the arms deals that you've been doing with everybody, the drugs and all that stuff, and you not even gonna see if they got like an extra copy of it or whatever. The whole time I was like, how do you know that's the same copy? It's not more than one copy that they did, because they smart. They smart as hell, especially Effie with the internet stuff and all that shit. And so when they put Braden over, oh, poor Braden. Braden got his ass beat, okay? He got his ass beat. More so, he got his stomach beat in. And truth be told, they need to take that nigga to the hospital before they put him on the plane and see if he got any internal injuries that's going on right about now. But before that happened, Lombardi, he grabs Tariq's hand and he was like, who do you work for? Who do you work for? I said, sir, screaming in my face ain't gonna make me work any faster. It's just gonna piss me off, okay? So like, calm that shit down, and plus your breath stinks, okay? It really stinks, all right? Please get that gun out my face. That's how I felt Tariq was about to do, like, stop playing. Get that gun out my face, okay? But next thing you know, pop, pop, pop. Girl, all of Lombardi and his mans is dead. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. All his mans dead too. And I said, damn, who did this? My bitch Norma came through. She was like, yeah, I wasn't gonna let y'all die, whatever. Because apparently Tariq had called them. She wasn't finna let that device get switched over to Lombardi. Baby, she got the device from them, and she was like, this little trial period, you know what, you seemed a little bit more clever than I thought, and I gotta give you a little bit more credit than I was giving you. So now we in it for the long haul, and we gonna make some good money together. I said, damn, y'all thought that y'all was gonna be done with this trial period, and y'all was just gonna be able to do whatever it is that you wanted to do. No, girl, Norma finna still have her foot on y'all neck. It's just that she probably gonna ease it up just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? She not testing y'all no more. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, girl, we done found a way to get to Norma. I said, Effie, what you done find? Now, see, back in the office when they was in Lombardi's, house or whatever, when she was looking around and she kept on talking about these portraits and stuff, okay? And then, the guard or whatever, he took her to go look at some old portraits and all that stuff or whatever. One of those portraits was Norma, a little girl, and Lombardi. I said, wait a minute, so Lombardi and Norma used to be together. They got a kid together, and they was like, baby, we need to go trap the kid, and that's how we get from underneath her clutches. And Tariq said, did you just see the way that she just killed the man that is her baby daddy? Like, come on, like, how are we gonna do this? I said, y'all gonna have to figure something out and leave the kids out of it, okay? Because I don't want the kids to have nothing to do with this thing. The little girl don't know nothing, okay? Truth be told, hopefully she don't, Meanwhile, let's get over here to goddamn Lorenzo. Lorenzo had all the nerves. Monet is in the kitchen, minding her business. Lorenzo come over there trying to put his hands around her, whatever, And this is the moment that he decides to come clean to her. He said, listen, girl, I thought you was going to that hangar with Dante, and I thought you was going to leave with him, and it was an accident. I killed Z, okay? So, of course, Monet is pissed. Monet is pissed because, one, you killed my son, and two, like I said, you waited this whole time, because what Monet started the conversation off with, she was like, I'm just so pissed off that they had all these investigators doing all this stuff for Whitman so quick, so fast, trying to clear it up and everything, but none of them FBI people did anything about Tariq, about Zeke's death. They just chalked it up to a gang murder or something like that. And so that's when Lorenzo had to come clean. And he gonna say, you gotta blame yourself too, Monet. You gotta blame yourself too, because you're the one that brought him up into this, and you ain't make him prepare for the street. I said, excuse the hell out of me. Now, on the one hand, yes, Monet did bring him into this family, okay? She should have kept his ass down there in North Carolina or wherever it was that he was at, okay? But she wanted to be play mama, but she was real mama without telling him that she was real mama, right? Okay. Understandable. Truth be told, Monet, you should have told him the truth right off the bat. All right, that's what you should have did. But also, that ain't got nothing to do with the fact, Mr. Lorenzo. Lorenzo was gaslighting. Lorenzo was trying to flip it and everything and make her feel bad, make her feel worse than what she already is. Listen, I don't care which way you slice it or whatever. Whether Monet told him about the street life or whatever, the streets ain't what killed him. You killed him. All because he was up there trying to go with his daddy. Okay? Man, Lorenzo wasn't even feeling Zeke like that. Y'all got to go back to when Lorenzo first came out, like, out of jail. He really wasn't feeling Zeke like that. Y'all got to go see it. Look at last season. And so, I said, how dare you try to say that and put some of the blame on her. Granted, it may be a little true, but that's not what we do in a situation like this when you trying to save your ass, and they're going to say, if you love me, Monet, I know you love me, so you just have to forgive me. She said, nigga, I don't love you, I hate you. You killed my son, and I'm not going to give you the bullet that you deserve. Because he said, what about our kids that's still here? I said, oh, the way that he made that distinction to say our kids, meaning the three that they got together, I said, that further let me know that you really didn't give a damn about Zeke, truth be told. But hey, yeah, she said because of them, I'm not going to put the bullet in your head. And you got to listen to the words that she said. She said, I'm not going to give you the bullet that you deserve. She said she's not going to do it. Never did say that somebody else wasn't, but she said she's not going to do it. You just need to get the hell up out of my house. You need to get out of the state. And I'll tell the kids that we separated or whatever, but other than that, you can't come back over here, okay? And I said, damn, Monet, that's how it is. Meanwhile, Sax was up there following Jenny, okay? He was like, listen, let me call this bitch and see what's going on. Saw her coming outside some little store or whatever. Saw that she had hung up his phone call. Truth be told, Sax, you annoying as hell. I would have hung up your phone call as well. Listen, Sax is the type of person you can't give pussy to, okay? Because he'll get sprung off of it real quick and he just don't know when to just let it roll the way that it needs to roll. And I was just like, damn, calm down. But he follows her. He followed her to the house and found out that Lauren is still alive and cussed that bitch out. So this whole time you've been lying to me, just like you've been lying to her. You knew damn well I'm keeping up this farce with you, going along with you when I already told you Tariq ain't had nothing to do with Lauren's disappearance or nothing like that. And then Lauren ass just looking out the window, and then she stepped out because she heard what was going on. And she was like, so is he telling the truth? It was like, hell yeah, I'm telling the truth. Tariq, I was there when he found out that you was dead. Tariq, the look in his eyes or whatever, he loved you. I said, oh shit. And then Jenny just looking dumb or whatever, like, Lauren, no. And I said, see, that's the shit that gets me. Man, after that, girl, I said, what y'all finna do? Sax said, you know what? I'm done. I said, truth be told, Sax, you never really started with her. She was using you this whole time. Ain't nobody tell you to get your feelings all involved or whatever, but hey, it is what it is. Meanwhile, back over there at the Tejada household, the family about to play some spades and they was waiting for, Daddy to come. Daddy ain't coming because Daddy is out there in the streets, and he trying to figure out who done put a goddamn nail up in my damn tire. Now, as soon as I would have saw that big ass nail up in my tire sticking out the way that it was, I would have just been like, especially given the heat that's going on right about now, I would have been like, should I do this? He said, motherfucker. I said, so it didn't occur to you, Lorenzo, that this could be a setup? Bitch, the nail literally looked like somebody stuck it in there on purpose and wanted you to see it. I said, oh my God, why are these niggas so damn dumb on this show sometimes, okay? And of course, he opens up the trunk to try to fix the tire, and somebody come up behind him and slit the fuck out his throat. And it was so smooth and so clean. I said, oh my God, no struggle involved. It was just like, I said, that blade was really sharp. You sharpened it on a block. My granddaddy used to have this great block that he used to sharpen his because he used to have an old-fashioned razor, the little switchblade razor. He used to be sharpening that bitch. I'm like, oh, okay, how long you gonna do it? And then once he gets through with the block, he put it on a leather belt. I'm like, damn, Miss Seeley, is the razor sharp enough, Seeley? Damn, okay? But he slipped that man, and then he on the floor. I said, now, Lorenzo, You doing all of this motion and you making the blood come out a little bit more faster if you just go ahead and lay the fuck down and slow it up a little bit. You doing... I said lay down, please. Lay down, please, okay? I know you're kind of panicking or whatever, but you're just making it come out, making your heart pump a little bit more faster, and you just, we don't want to think about that in that death time, but I guess I said, please just lay down. He finally did, and then he looked up, and baby, we saw who it was. It was Gordo. Gordo said, got you, motherfucker. I said, I know. He said, die, motherfucker. No, he said, bleed, bitch. I said, oh, okay, bitch. You gonna call that man a bitch? In his death? Wow. Why you was all up in his house? Wow. And then, you wanna know what happened? He texted somebody when he was leaving, right? And you wanna know the get you gotcha? The get you gotcha is, Lorenzo died right in front of Zeke's freaking memorial. Poetic justice in a sense. And then Gordo was texting somebody. Next thing you know, we see over there at Monet house, Monet gets a text message and it says, done, thanks. I said, oops. Monet sat back like this. I said, wow. Now let me tell you something. At that moment, I felt like Raquel, y'all remember Rock on Chasing Canaan, okay, Raising Canaan. I don't know. I feel like Monet in this moment kind of just went up a little bit above her slightly. Because they was a little bit, I felt like Rock was a little bit more gutter than Monet. But at that moment, I said, damn, bitch. You had your husband killed and succeeded in that shit. Okay? And smiled about it while your kids was playing spades. I'm not mad at it because he deserved it. Meanwhile, Tariq was up in that bed asleep. He get a text message from some number, and he was like, what the fuck? I said, oh, so you recognize the number or something? Girl, he go meet the black person. It's Lauren. Lauren was like, then I think she had a gun or something. I said, first of all, you coming to the campus with your hoodie on and a gun or whatever the fuck it is that you had. You thinking you big and bad. Baby, I'll drop kick you right here and there. That's one. Two, what the hell you want? And bitch, I thought you was dead. What happened? She was like, so did you do it? Why did you do it? Why did you do this and all this stuff? Why you had Brady and them to do that stuff? And why you had Effie do that to me and all this stuff? He was like, bitch, what the fuck you talking about? She was like, because I don't know what to believe. He said, bitch, I didn't want you dead or anything. That's why I gave you to Brayden so Brayden can take you out of town. That was it. What the fuck is going on? Girl, she said, oh, okay. So if that's true, let me just tell you this. He said, wait a minute. First of all, before you tell me anything, where the hell have you been if you still been alive this whole time? Because you know damn well I would have never did nothing to you because I care about you. But your bitch did. And he was like, oh, what? I said Effie had that bitch killed. And so he was like, oh, ain't that a bitch? Huh? Let me think about this. This kind of fucked up. I said, yeah, it is. You sleeping with the enemy, girl, sir. You sleeping with the enemy, sir. Because she was all up in his bed and everything. And I said, damn. She killed your girl just so she can take her place. Killed on the killed world. And I was just like, well, this is crazy. These kids are a mess. They are a menace to society, okay? And then she was like, let me tell you something. I put it up in FBI custody, okay? And let me just tell you this. They building a case against you. And if it's true what you saying, oh, FBI ain't the only people that's after you. I said, oh, shit, bitch. Give him some. Give him some. You could have gave him a little bit more, Lauren. You could have gave him a little bit more. He went back to the dorm room. Effie was like, where you was? She said, I just need to take a walk or whatever. And it was like, you know what? I need to tell you something. Mind you, I'm thinking that she about to tell him the truth. And I said, this ain't the time nor the place. She said, it's just that stuff back getting in the way of me telling you something. And he was like, yeah, what you need to tell me? She gonna lay on his thigh stomach and gonna say, I love you too. I said, bitch. At that moment, Tariq, you should have choked her. Okay, you should have choked her. I'm not here for violence, like domestic violence, but she killed your girl, quote unquote. She had you thinking that your bitch was dead, and then only so she can roll up in there and get the dick. Anyway, that was power. That was cute. Now, let me just tell you this. I am liking the fact that they are wrapping stuff up and they're not dragging it out. Okay, we done found out about Monet found out about Zeke Killer actually last week, but she confirmed it this week, and she took care of the problem this week. It wasn't no prolonging that shit until the season finale or the episode before the season finale or next season. I'm liking it. The whole Whitman situation. He was a problem for a couple of episodes, eliminated that bitch. I said, so what's next? Jenny gotta fucking go. Because I feel like Jenny the next one. All right, at this point in time, Sax may be turning over a new leaf, but I'm not going to give him all of that because it's Sax and I just don't like him. But anyway, y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode, and I will see y'all later. Peace. Is another episode coming on next week? Because you know, usually when they do 5 episodes, they go skip a week or whatever, and then they come back for the next 5. So are we going straight through, or do we have to do that skip shit? I hope you're going straight through. But y'all tell me how y'all felt. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.